Know when to hold 'em, know when to walk away. Good morning, who's that, darling? Know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting. When the monkey's done, hey, good morning. Kenny Rogers. Oh, goodness. This man, you got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to run away, know when to eat kale, know when to make a smoothie, know when to stop listening to the government. Good morning, people. I don't know what I'm going to talk about today. I want to do art of war, to be honest with you. We need to talk strategy, seriously. Good morning, Christine. How you doing this morning? You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to run away, and know when you're being stupid. Don't ever listen to the people who claim the authority over you. That's just the wrong way. Never go to your foe and ask for help. I got some Forrest Gump examples. Hold on. I love it. I love it. Know when to fold. Good morning. Is it Monday? Happy Monday. Know when to walk away. You better observe nature. There's no such thing as a desert. I got a theory, y'all. I don't think deserts are real. I think that we cause desertification across this planet. Here's the funky part. Know when to fold up. Know when to walk. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You never count your Bitcoin. When people don't understand blockchain, they don't understand it. We're going to teach them now. We're going to teach them someday. All right, good morning. We was all weekend, almost off Facebook, kicking off. Yeah, well, I think a lot of people getting kicked off, like they're purging. And that's how you know that you're effectively posting. That's how you know when the system comes for you, you're actually saying something. If the system is giving you pallets of bricks and they're opening doors for you at the Capitol, you're not doing anything. All right, now I'm gonna fix this phone. I gotta take it out the case and put it on the stand. Whew, goodness gracious. What was going on this morning? I was listening to Jimmy Dore. He actually did a good one this morning. He did a couple of good ones, kind of explaining to a degree that that where we are, that he was talking about the Washington Post news. Did y'all see Washington Post almost told people what the problem is? They said that there was a post. Where's the I think I posted it. Washington Post did an article. They almost got something right. Hang on. They said that the majority of people on January the 6th were poor people who had financial problems in the past. They almost figured it out. They almost told it. Here you go, right here. Hold on. Let me share the screen. This is a majority of the people arrested for Capitol riot had history of financial trouble. Did y'all know anybody that once told you once upon a time at band camp that the same reason people was upset in the street on January 6th, same reason people was upset in the street all year round? Same damn thing, right? Artificial scarcity, your government, your corporation, you don't have a government. There's nobody out there governing you. No one's out there helping you, just corporations. And that's what Jimmy talked about too. Let me show you my screen. He talked about, once I get to the right screen, he was talking about the whole corporations in Nevada taking over towns. And so that I found to be quite interesting, but it's more of the same. It's more the same. And this is why you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. I did a live stream from my bed this weekend because who was it? The brothers wanted me to jump into a live stream. I was in my robe. I was sleeping in bed. But I always try to do anything I can if I can say something that might be helpful. And I think Brother Thor was on there, and he had some issues. They almost got me talking politics. I didn't do it, but you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold. He said, "Oh yeah, but you're running." Yeah, well, sometimes you got to move. Forrest Gump showed you that. Sometimes if you're in a bad spot, you the art of war. You got to picture your ground that you want to fight on. What did y'all do this weekend? I tell you what I did. I spent the whole weekend looking at desertification, realizing that there are no real deserts out there. They're just lands we've destroyed and taught in school that they're deserts. And it's no different than what happened right here. The insurrection, the white supremacists. It's no different. It's no. This is the reason why you got deserted land, because people did things that caused desertification, human migration, deer migration, bear migration, bee migration. They had to get the hell out of the area because we was doing something stupid because of greed. And then we call it a desert. And that's not a desert. That's an artificial desert. That's economic hitmanism. It's destroying ecosystems. And I think we need to reclaim the land. We need to re-empower people. We need to recultivate. Oh, speaking of cultivation, I got to show you a clip. That's what happened right here. That's why the people were upset in the street. And I told you that. Say, yeah, because they hate me. No, I mean, some people was in the crowd, they hated you. Yeah, sure they did. Some days I don't like you. Some days you don't like me. But in reality, the majority of people are there from artificial scarcity, because you got two political parties, bipartisan, legislating scarcity, because they got to give the corporations everything and they don't want to give you a damn thing. So those people upset, you're upset too. Get a clue, realize that everybody's on the same side of this thing. I'm gonna show you a clip. Oh, it's a great clip. I don't know who this was. It was just about reclaiming ecosystem, and it was a brother in, oh my God, I mean, from Spain to Italy to America to China. The one I was watching this morning was Australia. Just people taking the land back and actually growing healthy food in places that people's like, oh, that's desert. You know, we were indoctrinated to believe these lands were deserted. No, we've destroyed the ecosystems. That's what it is. And so they're reclaiming the land and they're recultivating in places where they thought they couldn't. I mean, even in the Mediterranean. My God, the Arabs out in the desert. Hang on, I got to show you a clip. There was one brother that did it. It just blew me away. I was listening to this week. Oh my God, it's so on point. I think it's this one. Not John Liu. John Liu was off the hook. Not John Liu. There was another one. Oh, I didn't greet everybody. Let me greet everybody before we go there. I think it was this one. I mean, if you just go do, regreening the desert, reclaiming the land, observe nature and do what nature needs it to. But that's why this happened right here. And the Washington Post is starting to actually get somewhere, is that, yeah, it's all about poverty. It is the job of politicians to get you to arguing over side effects. That is 100% their job. So yes, but yeah, Christine, if you're posting anything that's truthful, that's helping people, they're going to kick you off these platforms. These aren't our platforms. These are occupied territory. And if you're on occupied territory and you say things that actually affect the system, if you say things that threaten the system will come for you. Part of why I spent my morning doing the art of war, because I don't think people know how to fight. I think if you know how to fight, it doesn't matter who you fight. Because if you know how to fight, all you got to do is do it when there's a fog of war and the enemy is not clear. All you got to do is fight appropriately, effectively. And if you do that, your enemy will show up. The fog of war will clear up and you'll know exactly who your enemy is, because your enemy will meet you on that battleground. Right now, the enemy, well, a couple of them, but one of them comes in the form of disease management. All you have to do is try to get healthy, and whoever shows up on that battlefield, that's who your enemy is. That's who's making profit from desertification of health from your body. All right. Yes, desert is a result of bad agriculture by humans for sure. And Christine, I knew that. I didn't know how bad it actually was till I probably watched 10 documentaries on this weekend. And it explained everything that's wrong with Washington, explained everything that's wrong with all the deserts, all the desertification projects around the world, explained all the invasions that Jive and Biden wants to do, explained all the bombs that Trump dropped, explained all the bombs that Obama dropped. It's desertification. If you let greed significantly convince you that you're smarter than nature, it's going to get you in a bad spot. All right, don't read the WAPO. What is the WAPO? What is that? They're getting there. I think people are waking up, Christine. I think slowly people are waking up. I think we're making progress, but I'm not sticking around. I'm pulling a what's his name? Forrest Gump. I'm pulling a gun. Sometimes you just got to run. Sometimes you're just in bad grounds, bad things are happening. You're behind enemy lines and you know that you cannot stand there. Like in the Art of War, it talked about there are different types of battlefields, right? you don't want to be on the wrong one in the wrong place around the wrong people. Like if you know you're at war and you're surrounded by people who have no idea that you're at war, you're gonna die. Like the first step to, or maybe the second step of winning a war is your generals realizing that you're at war. Where I live, people don't know that they're at war with industries. They think that their government's about to love them and save them and, you know, tickle their underside and scratch their belly so they can do that thing that dogs do with their legs, scratch their ear. Oh, it's Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. Every time I post something, it just becomes an interesting metaphor for other things. I forgot what I posted this weekend. Those are my friends. That's what they do. That's okay. They make you laugh through the apocalypse. You got to do that. Hunting creatures run. Yes, and I'm being hunted, Lori. I need to go surround myself by other creatures who know we're being hunted so we can mount a defense. And I do not mean violence. I mean a true defense, right? When you do, like, I was talking to somebody on the thread this morning, Lori, about it. And, you know, every effective fight, and I recall, it was never the use of violence. It was always a fight. It was always a war using wisdom, using strategy. That's why I love The Art of War. I was listening to it for probably about an hour this morning. There's so much content in there. Shoot, we get a minute. I'd love to listen to some of it this morning, but I'm going to try to make this one a quick one. I got a lot of things to do, as you might already know. You have to be around people who are going to fight the way you fight. I'm not interested in a physical fight. I'm not interested in guns, bombs, bullets, because that's actually what the enemy wants. They want you to go to Washington. They want you to stand up. They want you to storm the Capitol. They want you to burn down cities with Black Lives Matter. That's what they want. That serves them. It does not serve us. Like I was telling Thor this weekend, you have to do whatever they don't want you to do. That's the only fight that matters. That's the only effective bullet you can shoot. It's the only effective bomb you can drop, is just not do what they want. That's all they're scared of. And then surround yourself by other people who also realize how to fight. And if you know how to fight, then you know it doesn't matter who you fight, because the people you're defying will show up. And thus that gets into the whole off-grid conversation. Learn how to be strong again, learn how to be independent, learn how to take care of your family without going to the foe. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm talking about. Hunted creatures run. Yeah, I know I'm being hunted. I'm healthy, and I know I'm being hunted. I saw a brother this morning, Lord, the guy was like, I got the cuckoo. I was like, brother, you're the most important person, you know. He's like, I'm getting sick of the face diapers. I'm like, yeah, it was kind of crazy, huh? You're the most important person. You're actually out there creating buffers between people, protecting them. You know, people who eat junk food ain't protecting me. I'm not in any wars against nature. So I'm not even gonna talk about that, because they don't let you talk about that on these platforms. They've set up a trap, and a lot of people just jump right in. Sometimes they get away. Yeah, I think we can get away. I think we can get away. All right, there you go. What is this? Ooh, somebody's arguing with me. Ooh, who's arguing with me? Kaylee? Who's Kaylee? Are we arguing in the other ear? Who is Kaylee? And we're arguing in the other ear? How come I don't hear nothing? She says the desert is a natural bloom where not enough rain falls. I disagree. Who is Kaylee? Callie? Is she on my thread? We need to have a conversation. And she's not arguing with me. She's arguing with water. She's arguing with water and slow drip systems. She's arguing with soil that's designed to hold water. So even though you get very little rainfall, that water is maintained in the soil and pulled up by trees and slowly redelivered back to the smaller bushes over time, right? Runoff. She's arguing with nature, human nature. She's not arguing with me. She's arguing how things work. Lori, I sat back and watched endless examples and documentaries about people reclaiming the land by just holding water on the land again, stopping stormwater runoff, which usually happens because you've over-farmed an area or you've overgrazed an area, and so you don't have any root systems or anything to hold the water. Real soil holds water. After you destroy it, it becomes sand and dirt, and the water just runs off. So it doesn't matter how much it rains. There are plants that evolve to adapt to that. It's called drought-tolerant plants. So yeah, I don't know who Kaylee is, but she can argue all she wants. Nature disagrees, Lord. I always find it funny when the people get together and they want to argue with nature. It's like, you know, that the plants been on this planet for like how many 14 billion years or probably longer. Or maybe listen, I don't like Rockefeller science. And they all adapt to their environment. All of them. No matter how much water you get or you don't get, something is going to learn to live there. And then we destroy it because we want to put cattle everywhere. Cows. All right. Anyway, and an important part of the whole. Yeah. So, Lord, I let people, they can argue all they want. I listen to the people who are observing nature saying, you know what, we're not supposed to be. Now, if it doesn't rain at all, I don't know anything about that. That's a different conversation. But that gets down into, cactuses and other plants that pull water from the air. So there's that. But no desert that I know of is a real desert. I'm sure there's one out there, but all of them I've seen, somebody's out there figuring out what grows there, how to grow it, and cultivating it. So she can go argue with them. She's not arguing with me. I look at what other people do. Say, you know what? That makes some damn sense. And now you go do that. Reclaim the land. All right. And as an importance part of the whole, we are a part of a whole. And I think we continue to forget that, Lori. And that's how you get people out there fighting against nature, fighting wars on nature, wars on their own immune systems, wars, fight using billionaires to fight nature. And all they've ever done is just cause desertification in our bodies and in our ecosystems. And we just need to re-empower ourselves and reclaim all that back. Wow, I actually deciphered the code. Good morning. What code you decipher, Song Renee? One of mine? Sometimes I say stuff I don't even decipher. It just comes out. Good morning, heaven. Let's do some comments and then we shall see where that goes. I don't read the Washington Post. Oh, well, that's the one article. You should read that one, Lori. I'm going to read that one. I got to figure out how to read it from archives or something. I don't want them to make any money from my advertising click. But I think if y'all are late, this is what Lori's talking about right here. Majority of the people arrested for Capitol riot had a history of financial trouble. Trail of bankruptcies, tax problems, and debts raises questions for researchers trying to understand the motivations of the attack. Well, y'all go ahead and research it. Let me know if y'all figure out what we already know. We know why people get upset. It's because you got two political parties that are taking all the resources, giving them to billionaires and corporations. Artificial scarcity, same reason that we have desertification. And when people can't, they don't have land to live on, they become homeless, they don't have houses to live in, that's a type of desertification, and they run to the enemy and ask for help. That's why I just sit back, y'all, and I just watch it. Like, that system ain't gonna help you. The system's not designed to help. When the problem is the system, don't go to the system for help. That's my point. And this is the system as an engineer thing, once again, and the art of war. Put the two together. Right? No system is encoded for you to help yourself with a problem with the system. If the system's doing, it's not actually a problem. The system needs to do that. That's the actual root purpose of the system. And so artificial scarcity and handing all power, control, land to corporations to reinvent slavery on a new digital, big business, most profitable way is what this system's designed to do. But we can test that theory too. I mean, it's possible somebody could make a system and the system is designed to help you with it and get rid of it, even though it is the problem. You have what's called the invisible hand. And eventually just the adjoining forces that are gaining power in the system will create a way to block you from fighting the system. It's for the whole system. I like how you just wrote live on your Facebook. Yeah, well, live. You can take it any way, Hunter. Live alive, however you want to take it. Let the people know. Let the monkeys know we over here. But also live. Live and let live. Live and thrive. Don't just sit back and decay in your house, waiting on the billionaires to come save you. They have no solutions for you. They destroyed the entire planet. None of the billionaires or corporations are coming to save you. Let me pull up the comments over here. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You got to know when to run, when to walk away. You need to know when to off grid and when to stop voting and consenting to the ignorant people that are causing all the problems on the planet. Patience. Looks like the state's not following the narrative, getting blasted with cold snow, ice, and with the you, Jennifer Carroll, you know, if you was close by, I'd give you a Valentine's Day hug. I didn't think of that. I didn't. Jennifer, I'm like, I was on weather reports all weekend. Like, what the hell is going on out here? You know, I'm looking to, you know, escape the system. I got to do my Forrest Gump thing. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you mean it's 10 degrees and where I need to go? Like, I'm trying to go to places because it's warmer than this killer snow of a state that we got. Jennifer, now you didn't ruin my day. That's why I love thinkers. I love thinkers because I didn't think of that. I was just like, damn, it happens every, since the 1980s, the last time Texas and Arizona and New Mexico been hit by a blast this cold. And then I stopped and I didn't even think about it. They, they had that geo weather engineering pack. They have used weather before to make people capitulate to what they want to do. So there could be something there. I always like to, Jennifer, go back and just say, you know what? If it's broken, who touched it last? And if it's broken, if the weather's broken, you got how many? 120 countries using geo weather engineering satellites and technology. If the weather ain't working, you need to talk to who touched it last. That's all I'm saying. I agree with you, Jennifer. That's great insight. Fantastic insight. They want us to be fearful so that we don't stand for ourselves. They do, Hunter, which is why you can't be scared of nothing. You got to see, people think that going to live off grid is running, and it's not. It's you returning to your natural ecosystem. I was trying to explain that to Brother Thor this weekend. This isn't my ecosystem, and this isn't my religion. My religion is not continuing to consent to a system that's based in the murder of other people and the destruction of the entire planet that I got to live on, and I got to leave kids to live on. So you got to just go away. Just look at what the system wants you to do and do the opposite. But you don't actually have to go away. I mean, I think in the cities, you can still stay in the city, got your job. And what I would, I'm going to do this, Hunter. There are people that are moving off grid that you can help other people move off grid. So if you are living and working in these cities and you're thriving and you might need a place to go for a minute, you love city life, ain't nothing wrong with city life in the concrete jungle, but you think that, you know what, there might be a time where you need to disappear for a few months till things get back together, then you get behind people going off grid and you make sure that they save a place for you and your family and your kids. And this is how people have to work together. And you can stand together and wait till the times are calm, then you can move back. I don't think that America is being destroyed completely. I think we're being brought to our knees so China and Russia could be raised to places above us and the other NATO allies. I think it's just a cycle, kind of like the Yugas. These things go in cycles, and, NATO had its shot at the top. Now things are going to be modified and something else is going to have a shot at the top, which is a good time for us. It means that we can go back to being smaller communities. But also determine who you want to stand with. So when I say off grid, I'm not saying I'm not saying go out there and buy some land and run. I'm saying get behind the projects that are preparing for people who will be in need. You may not want to go off grid, Hunter. You might want to live in New York City, but you realize your neighbors got to get the hell out of here. So you lost your job about 6 months ago. And that $1,400, $600, how much money they giving people now? There's not going to be enough. I know that my cabinet is looking nice to you. I know that you being home and your kids are home, and I'm going to work every day leaving this cabinet full of food. You need to go off grid. I know this group of people on the internet, and they say that, they'll help you get set up. They'll help you, get your power and your water and reclaim the land and get strong again, make a little income, pick yourself up, and then you can go back to living in another city. But this is where we need to be resonating. We need to be resonating in human empowerment and getting off the grid in any way possible. Callie's my 22-year-old granddaughter. Oh, is she, Lori? All right. Well, you know what? Listen, I used to fight nature too, Lori. Nothing wrong with that. You know what? That actually is a very different thing for me. I thought you meant it like an adult was arguing with me. I will talk to a young person all day. If you're under 26, I got your back. We can talk all day. It's the ignorant ones that are over 40 that start to get on my nerves. So we can talk about it, but is it Kaylee or Callie? Kaylee, if you were watching, we've destroyed the ecosystems through mass farming. And even before that, I mean, we've destroyed the Great Plains by killing off the buffalo. And so when you just remove one thing, the trees or the bushes or just one thing from an ecosystem, it will destroy that ecosystem because that is a system and it's required on that component's required for various other things we can't even calculate. So I would Kaylee, I would take a look at was it Yellowstone Park? I always call it Jellystone for some reason. Hey, Babu, no, it's Yogi the bear. Yellowstone Park. They took the wolves out. Everything collapsed. Right. So when they took the wolves out, the deer. Well, I won't go through the story. Yeah, I think I've said that a bunch of times. But Kaylee, take a look at it and just start doing searches for regeneration of land, certification, how we destroy ecosystems, and then we're indoctrinated to think that that's just normal. That's a desert. It's supposed to be that way. There are plant species that are gone, and some of them probably never come back. And some have adapted to live into the new destruction of the ecosystem we did in those lands. But when you watch people move out on the land and they're bringing back vibrant life just by holding water on the land, it shows us that by creating dirt and sand, by destroying everything, the water runs off too fast. She says she's agreeing with that. Okay, good. Laura, go on, Kaylee, go on, Greece. Listen, I talked to you all day. I'm sorry if I was a little rough in the beginning. I'm annoyed, Kaylee, and when I speak to adults who should know damn better, that's an issue. But young people, y'all, it's your world. It's not our world. All we're doing is we're trying to make sure on our way out that you have ecosystems aplenty, that we restore as much of the land back to abundance and as many people as possible back to being beautiful people. I got to play you a quote, Kayla. I got to play you something. Hang on. This one is for you. I think that if I can find it, there was a brother that said something real powerful, talking about reclaiming the land. And this was, I think this is from one of the Era projects, actually. Goodness gracious. Let me see. I mean, we are in an abundant Garden of Eden. And the answer for everything is in the garden. Somebody want to post a question, just post something, say, no, the answer for everything ain't in the garden. Here's one thing, and the answer for this is not in the garden. The answer for everything is in the garden. And here's the reason why. Because everything was a garden when there were no problems. We literally created problems by destroying the garden called Earth. So all we have to do is rebalance all the ecosystems, is restore balance to the garden. We had to imbalance it to make profit. Here we go right here. Here's a brother right here. This is, let me get to the beginning of his speech. He's Ibram, I quoted him this weekend. Ibram somebody. Ibram, Blue or something, whatever his name is. Hang on. It was deep. It was deep. And this is how all this always feeds back together. Hang on. Hold on. Stop screen, share screen, share screen. And it's funny, if Kaylee, you're still around, how we with your grandmother and the friends here, we always talk about how all of this is related. It's all related. And no matter what we do, everything comes back to restoring the planet. Listen to this quote.
Of course, you green not for greening, you green for human beings development. So we aim to develop human consciousness and human society. And so the development is the main target, not the greening.
Not the greening, but the development of human beings is the target.
All our work is directed to human development. So the human development needs human consciousness, and to develop consciousness, that people can perceive more than one, perceive the diversity of nature. And that is where people here have to learn about the perception, to widen their horizon. You can't restore ecology without restoring human beings.
It's beautiful when you hear it. You cannot restore ecology until you restore the human being. We were broken. We were destroyed. The land was taken from us. Our health was taken from us. You can't restore the land until you restore the human. You have to restore diversity in the human being. We've made them clones. We've deleted their history. We've broken them down financially by putting them, making them required to currencies that are based in debt, that never give people the things that they need, that make them be forced labor slaves their entire lives. The human beings are broken. But until you restore the human being back to a place of consciousness, where they're conscious of each other, they're conscious of the ecosystem, they're conscious of all the other nations around the world that we destroyed, we want more, kind of like how a farmer would destroy large swaths of land to make more money than a farmer in another town. You got to restore the human being, and the human beings will restore the ecosystem. Don't get lost in what he said in the statement about God. Focus on the fact that when you have a planet full of stewards, the planet gets stewarded. When you have a planet full of Rockefeller clones and Rothschild clones, the planet gets destroyed. I think he's got a few more. Oh, it's beautiful. But it all goes back to consciousness. Being conscious of the fact that you are in an ecosystem, being consciousness of the fact that we don't know half as much as we think we know. And if you just observe nature, it'll tell you what to do and do more of what it wants you to do, which isn't always what we want. And that's how you restore land. You restore people.
The human being.
Restore the human being.
It all sounds rather esoteric. In fact, the company is a community based on an intriguing combination of anthroposophical and Islamic philosophies.
Which is okay. I'm gonna stop there because I'm gonna lose people on that one. I still accept the fact that we do live in a time of high indoctrination. This was a town that where was this? Was this when it was a desert that they reclaimed, and he turned back into an ecosystem, and he created a town and save people by saving them and the land and showing them how to restore abundance to their community. They started growing in the desert again, which gave them food to eat, which means they wouldn't have to march on Washington, D.C. from scarcity the same way how you think that people did it because they don't like your skin color. Artificial scarcity. He took out the artificial out of the scarcity, gave abundance, and they restored the land. They built strong community that does not need to be led around by billionaires. Oh, she's laughing. Okay, good. I'm glad she's laughing. That's a good thing. I'm funny sometimes, not right now. Not right now. I'm getting ready to run. Thank you, Lori, for sharing. Oh, hey, Michelle. Good morning, Michelle. How you doing this morning, girl? All right, we are the water. Planet is the core. There is plenty. It's everywhere, Jennifer. It's everywhere. And when you look good at looking at the land, the plants will tell you where the water is. I was talking to a good brother this weekend about that. If you know how to look at the land will tell you where the water is. And this is what Native Americans knew. This is what the Germanic tribes knew. This is what the tribes in Africa, they know how to survive in places where it doesn't rain a lot, because there are plants that know how to thrive on that rain. There are plants that know how to send their roots down 100 feet to make sure that they get every little drop of water that they need. But it's a bush that only grows to be 4 feet because it's hot. And it knows the more leaves it has, the more water it evaporates. So land is everywhere. I mean, water is everywhere. We just forgot we forgot to listen to those who know how to find it. And water is life. Land gives you the ability to thrive, and water is life. She says we need the desert for the snakes, the camels, the cacti. And I agree with that. Oh, but desert's not the barren land that we made, right? So in places where it doesn't rain a lot, you need the snakes. And the camels is a whole different discussion, Kaylee. Blew my mind. I was raised to believe that camels are for the desert. I believe that whole thing. Kaylee, so where's my thing at? Where's my fake science sign? Hold on. It's fake science. It's fake. You think fake? Hold on. Where's my fake sign? I had it up here. Somebody took it down. Somebody been messing with my background. Fake science. They lie about a whole lot, Kaylee. That's just, unfortunately, it's the world that you live in right now. And any other young people out there, we created this world that's just full of lies. And they're lying about with fake camel history. Y'all know where camels came from? No, it's not that one. Okay, you know what? I thought I might have had it handy. Nope, that's not it. Ooh, is that a school bus? Is that a school bus of doo-doo? What the heck is that? The heck is this thing about? Oh, stool bus, right? Yeah, because it's all stool, Kaylee. It's all stool. It's all BS. Camels. All right, I don't have it. Camels came from the tundra and the ice environments. They actually, the reason why they have that fur is they come from cold environments. They actually don't even come from the desert. I was raised to believe they came from the desert, but that was a bunch of filth. That was a whole big bag of lies. I thought I had the fake. Did I delete it? I probably deleted it. Right, I'm sorry. I was looking for the picture. No, it's fake news. But we need that. And the cacti, but the thing is, the cacti can evolve to live in a place where it rains once a year or once every 2 or 3 years because they had to do that over time. But the question is it supposed to rain only once or twice a year or every 10 years? Or is it because of that new science we've discovered that the trees make it rain? That when you bring the trees back, the trees actually release a compound into the atmosphere, not unlike geoengineering, that makes it rain, that the trees actually call for the rain. But the more trees you destroy, the less they can call for rain. And so the place gets more barren and more barren and more barren. And so only the hardiest things can live there, the tumbleweeds and the cactus and the snakes that like to bite the hell out of people in flip-flops walking through the desert. Yeah, long story there. So we have to restore the land back to the way it's supposed to be, not the way that we've artificially made. We made the desert more scarce than it's supposed to be, not unlike how we've done to the Middle East with war, unlike how we've done to Latin America with war, not unlike we've done everywhere with wars, creating scarce environments through greed because it's profitable. Part of the whole, part of the whole of nature. Yep, we're just a little piece of the whole part, Lori. That's all we are, just a little piece, and we gotta fulfill our role as stewards. We have a brain. I think that nature evolved us to have this brain, or the aliens did. I'm fine with that. Now, your God did. I'm fine with that too. But we have a role to play, right? We know how to help nature do what nature already knows how to do, but we have to observe nature instead of observing the billionaires and the industries that destroyed it. Hey, find you. Hey, Church Merker. Do I know you? Your name looks familiar. Everyone's coming to YouTube. That's good. We need to spread around. Good morning. Hey, Heather. Good morning, Heather. All right. Lori, did you grow up in Texas? I think she did. She got that Southern Belle accent, Michelle. I'm pretty sure she did. Yep. See, there you go. Answer that question. And she got that Texas attitude. You get on the wrong side of Lori, you know what's going to happen next. Native Houstonian. Ooh, yes. All right. You're not used to the snow, Lori. No, Lori, it shouldn't be used to the snow. It's very rare. Is it like 10 degrees there? It's something crazy. Not at all used to it. I'm like reading y'all. I'm like spying on your conversation. Thanks for the notification. I didn't know they were sending notifications out anymore. Indeed, people always look for help from their oppressors, slave mind. It is, Christine, but what a wonderful time we live in where it is so obvious that people are going to the oppressor to get some help with the oppression. It's so obvious. So it was something else on Jimmy Dore. 2 Jimmy Dores I watched this morning, which are phenomenal. One that brought to light that the Washington Post finally stated that the whole reason why the insurrection false thing that happens, the hoax of the thing of a hoax, is the same reason why the Black Lives Matter Antifa guy groups. Same damn reason. It's because people keep going to their oppressor for help, and the oppressor is there to only oppress you. All right, it's 18 degrees here now. That's crazy. It is weird, Lori, because it's like 40 degrees here now. It's warm here in Pennsylvania, and the snow is crunchy. Ooh, well, it may not be snow. That might be frozen glyphosate. Be careful. That's the only complaint I have about the West, Lori, is y'all got that glyphosate problem. You still got people spraying the things that destroy the ecosystem, that destroy the microbiology in the soil. So when they die, they no longer create humus layers, that soil that actually hold the water. but it helps the water to run off because it destroys the soil life. And the government, they haven't stopped that because they're not a government. They're a corporation. They're paid and they're working with the pesticide companies that are destroying the soil so the water will run off. So we'll run to them because we need water and we need lands to actually eat food from. Every problem I look at, it always comes back to the same ignorance of going to greed for help with the problem with greed, because greed is creating artificial scarcity. Anyhow, we seem to move to more colder weather, global warming. Yeah, well, I think they say it's supposed to get cold, then it gets warm, Laura or Christine, then it's going to get warm, it's going to get cold, or the waters are going to rise, or they're going to drop before they fall, something like that. They make stuff up. All I know is this: the planet's always changing. We are either adapting to the changes, we're using strategy, or we're going to the same people who's causing the problems to make more problems. Hey, Jonathan Hogo, good morning. You got out of prison, man? I wonder if they're still trying to succeed from the the enslavement union has something to do with things. I wonder if they're still trying to succeed from the enslavement union. What is the enslavement union, Trisha? Is that when the East India Trading Company became the United States Incorporated and everybody's running to the East India Trading Company for help with trading? Has something to do with things. I don't know. You might be replying to somebody else. All right. Hey, there you go. There we go. We'll do comments and then we'll see where that goes. I'm trying to make this one a quick one this morning. Solutions, people. Off-grid everything. Off-grid everything. Your basil, your lettuce, your food, your soap, your lotion, your land, everything. Off-grid, do everything the authority does not want you to do. Everyone used to be off-grid. The land provides. It does, which is awesome, Lori. I'm glad you said it that way. Off-gridding isn't something new. It's rebooting back to Satya Yuga. Christine gonna be proud of me. Satya Yuga. Why? Because did I say it right, Christine? Satya Yuga, that was the first Yuga. We're in the Kali Yuga. We're in the completely unsustainable, the end of this cycle and going back to the new cycle. It's cycles of corruption. It builds up. And the Satya Yuga is the one where we're diversified. We're in smaller groups. We're spread around and we're strong and we're healthy. We're focused on consciousness. We're living on the land. We're living in sync with nature. And then you go through the other 3 yugas up to the 4th, and then things reset. And we've been in this cycle forever. So going off grid is not something new. It's going back to how things work. Concrete jungles don't work. Amassing resources in small areas destroy other areas, right? So we absolutely have to diversify and go back to more sustainable living, because that works, and this obviously doesn't. The land provides, but it means we got to do some work. I mean, it's not, it's easy to live off grid now, but it's not as certainly isn't as hard as it used to be. Right? You don't have to skin no bulls if you don't have to. All right. Thank you. Sitting home today. The city stops here with the slightest wet freeze so we don't kill each other on the roads. Worst drivers ever. Yeah, and plus it's not supposed to snow there. Hang on, I'm gonna show you something real quick. Oh, I think this is the one had a beautiful picture of what they did in China. What was the name? It's the Hajiblip Mountains. I think it's called the Hajiblip Mountains, where, here you go, where they were totally desertified. They were totally made into deserts and they re-greened them. Hold on, there was like a before and after picture. Is this it right here? Re-engineering the planet. There we go. Go on back to the Satya. What's Satya mean, Christine? Satya means true knowledge. Oh, going back to true knowledge. Here you go, right here. I don't hear anything.
Liu became completely fascinated by the project because the results were astonishing.
Don Liu. This is what it looked like before. They re-engineered it, and this is what it looked like after. Restored it back to the ecosystem as supposed.
Probably one of the most impressive of those findings from the List Plateau is it's possible to rehabilitate large-scale damaged ecosystems. So if we can rehabilitate large-scale damaged ecosystems, why don't we do that?
Well, because billionaires like billions. Governments who are actually corporations, they always do what's profitable. Beautiful. So I'm not even sure if you can hear me. We're about to get 10 inches in Michigan here. Already have 5 to 6 inches on the ground. I hate winter. I hate winter, Michelle, but I also hate the fact that 120 governments have weather engineering devices and we don't know what they're up to. Gates has the answer for 60 minutes. He always got the answer. Yeah, it's funny how that works, Jennifer. You create the problems, magically you somehow have the answer because you had the answer before you created the problem. But we're not going to go there. When the enemy offers you aid, don't take the aid because it's not actually aid, it's aid. Hello? Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. The others have, what the hell is he talking about? If your foe shows up and they need to give you some aid, you need to understand you're at war. That is your foe. They're not going to give you aid. They're going to give you real aid. And we're going to leave it at that. There were books written about that. They won't let me say nothing else. You just need to be very careful about solutions from people that are internationally wanted by over a dozen nations for what they did when they showed up to bring some help. She says she agrees with that. All right, good. All right, I agree with Kaylee. All right, Kaylee, I talk to you all day. I can't talk to no old people, though. Good talk from my 11-year-old. Lots of laughter. Yes, 11-year-olds also talk very good, Michelle. They have important things to say. People at 51, 61 said, hey, you know how they do that thing, Michelle, when the monkeys, when you go up to the gorillas at the zoo and you start talking to them, they just look at you and go, and they just blow all them droplets in your face. That's how I feel with adults. I don't deal with adults. Young people, they got open minds. You know, when we get older, our minds get solidified and calcified and we just get set in our ways. And so I young people, you know, old people, y'all got Encyclopedia Britannica. Y'all can go look stuff up if you want to. Young people just got here. They're trying to figure out what's going on. And usually under 26, you still trust the old people. If you're under 26, do not trust the old people. Question every word that comes out their mouth. And if you got parents that don't let you question them, and grandparents and old people, and professors and teachers, question them quietly or question them respectfully. Just sit there and take notes and say, oh, okay, that's how that works. And that's what's going on. That's the, okay. And that's not doo-doo. That's not a stool bus. That's actually a school bus. And just write it down and go look it up for yourself and say, nope. And you realize they lying about a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, it's buffering. It buffered. It just started back. Yeah, well, Lord, I don't know what's going on this morning. It's weird. So it's going to be quick anyway. I actually have real work I got to do. Trying to help people realize they need to go off grid is not, to me, that's not real work. It's just like, you know, it's a few of y'all left that's starting to realize things aren't what they're saying and you need to get ready for what's coming next. And then I have to go get ready for what's coming next. In harmony with the elements. If you're in harmony with the elements, Hogo, things go great. A garden without gates. And that's going to be a hard thing, Darlene, in the United States Incorporated, because he done bought up most of the land and now he is farming most of the farmland. And he is the boss. He's the plantation boss. And he has all the influence on the crops that most people are going to be putting in their belly. Be in harmony with all that is protest. Nourish, replenish. Yes. Empower, restore, recultivate. Build ecosystem and environment and let consciousness do the work. Because a conscious human being will always do the right thing. People who struggle with consciousness will always will mostly do the wrong thing. If you're not all sensing, which is what consciousness means, of everybody, the ecosystem and everywhere, you know, you shouldn't be leading potatoes because you have that centric identity that's going to allow you to be apathetic to those that you cannot feel, that you cannot sense. I sense why January the 6th happened. And that's why I said they're marching for poverty. They're marching because there are problems. People who are doing what privileged people don't go out and burn cities down. Privileged people don't go out and get help storming the Capitol building. Privileged people sit at home and talk trash about the people that do. Right? When you have nothing to lose, you do things that most people who have privilege aren't capable of. They just sit home and criticize. All right. That on both sides, all sides. Always be aware of the people that have lots to lose. They're the ones that sell you out the first. All right. That was an awesome. It touched my that was awesome. It touched my conscience. Which one, Trish? Which one? It was Abraham. I forgot his last name, the brother who deforested or reforested the desert. Then there was John Liu. And where's he? Italy? I forgot. But it's all over the world. People are building communities all over the world in land that they turned on. Farm selling, no water, a lie. Right. Farm selling, no water, it's a lie. It is, Jennifer. You go down. There are places where you got to go down 1,000 feet, but there's always water. And once you hit that water beneath the granite level, then the water bubbles up, and then you get a well where you're just pumping water out of 300 foot or 100 foot, whatever. But this is water that would have been maintained in various soil layers that just either it flushed down too quick, or it just ran into rivers and ended up in aquifers. But it's water that's supposed to be out through the different stratas of soil. So go out and find that land, get yourself a well put in, and that's the expense part, right? That's the problem. I mean, you can build an agricultural well yourself, but to build a drinking well, you're going to have to hire a well company because they got to drill down through granite, and that's like 10 grand. And this is what we were saying before, which is you don't actually have to move off grid. You don't have to do the work yourself. You can just not employ, but attach yourself to a project who will go make sure that you have a well dug and you have plants growing. So if you got to run off grid, you can, but that's how they kind of lock things up, right? Poor people who are willing to do the work don't have the resources. The privileged people who got the money, too many of them believe in the system. All right, so if you don't fit either one of those narratives, do what you can to help the people that you can to make sure that you're helping yourself as well. The stool bus, yes, that is what it is. Let me get rid of the stool bus. That was from an old live stream. Boop, 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 boop. Remove. Nope. That was me. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. I hit the wrong button. I removed me. That's what they're trying to do, disappear me. The sister was asking this morning. She said, I miss you, Gerard. Where you been? Oh, I ain't going nowhere. I'm still here. They disappeared me on Facebook. That's all. That's what you're supposed to do when someone actually effectively is fighting the system. You got to disappear them. Martin Luther King, they had no problem when he's fighting for black people. When he started fighting for the poor Vietnam and the poor whites, they had to get rid of them, and they did. Who was the other example? Which is interesting because somebody in my family actually Fred Hampton, stumbled into him the other day, and they text me. And I said, yeah, you notice when Fred Hampton, when he was a Black Panther, the system loved him. But when he finally defied the system and he reached out to the white supremacists, work together, and that's when the system killed him. When you actually defy the system, when you know how to fight, it doesn't matter who to fight. Because who you need to fight will show up on that battleground. And they did. The system wants you to be black. The system wants you to be white. The system, you can be in the Ku Klux Klan and white nationalists or just the white, hey, it's okay to stay here. Just don't get too close. And you can be in the Black Panthers, or you could be in Antifa, Black Lives Matter. Just, hey, it's okay. Just get out of my way. As long as you are fighting somebody else in Fight Club loves you. When you start talking about Fight Club, that's when they disappear you. All right, there you go. That was so 2019. Time flies. What happened in 2019? Oh, you went to prison? I'm not going to stop talking about that because you went to prison for me. And I don't ever give up. I don't ever stop, Hogo, when people do stuff for me. The Hogo's out there in France, y'all. He's out there fighting. I'm all for a protest, people. I don't know, Hogo sometimes be like, well, you don't like protests. No, I think if you feel that you're supposed to protest, you're supposed to protest. I don't know what's going on in you, and I don't know what's going on in your area. Protesting is the only thing I ask a protest is make your message clear so we know what the F is going on. Right? Make your message clear. I'm just not a protester because where I'm resonating right now, I'm not supposed to be protesting. I'm supposed to be building ecosystems and putting people in property so they can take care of themselves. That's where I'm resonating. That's what I'm going to do. But people who are protesting and you feel your call and your passion is sending you that way, you got to go do it. Don't do what I do. Don't do what other people do. You are a self. You are a sovereign. And this is why we focus so much on sovereignty, right? You need to listen to yourself, but make sure it's not your indoctrinated self, it is your real true self. And you need to go that path. All things work together for the good of those who love ecosystems. You can call it the Lord. I know that was a scripture. I'm just saying, to me, Mother Nature, God, ecosystems, all of that stuff all works together. But you have to do what you resonate with. And Hogo resonates with getting out there and protesting in the French Yellow Vest. And I think they're closer to a solution than anybody else. They're pushing closer back towards sovereignty, direct democracy, RIC, you voting on the things that you want. And I think that's the right direction. I wouldn't stop there because I don't believe in authority. I still don't believe in mob rule. If everybody gets together and they decide that I need to get smacked in the head twice a day, I'm going to disagree with that. That's why I hate democracy the same way Plato did. Oh, there you go, Satya Yuga. Yes, you did. Satya Yuga, and this is all we're doing, Christine, is we're going from Kali Yuga to Satya, which means we're divided up on true knowledge, which is no one takes better care of you than you. No one can take better care of Lori than Lori. Nobody can take better care of Jennifer than Jennifer. Nobody can decide better for Trish than Trish. Nobody knows more about Miss Tree than Miss Tree. Nobody can do the things that Jennifer need to do for Jennifer than Jennifer. And we're only going to do that in a federated way, in a republic type way, where you got 7 billion sovereign human beings and nothing is above that sovereignty. That's the only reason why I don't like democracies, because it's a mob rule. And I don't think the mob has any right to rule anybody. All right, it's getting frozen. Wow, amazing. All right. I'm tempted to show a Jimmy Dore clip and we'll see where we go from that, because it looks like comments are drying up. Is it Monday? It must be Monday. Monday, people kind of quiet on Mondays. It's like, yeah, slavery, it sucks. I know. I'm kind of blah too. I'm not gonna be blah in a minute, but I'm blah right now. It's just another day. You tell people don't go to your oppressor to stop oppression, and go do the things that matter in life. Build up other people, build up the ecosystem, restore abundance, and then boop, go do that. But forced labor on Mondays really sucks. After the spider steals the land, then out of nowhere it comes back. Land always comes back, Jennifer, just like your health. You eat healthy, it's always going to reboot back to the immunity you're supposed to have. But if you keep eating trash, then you bet you're going to do what the colonizers want you to do, because you eat their food and you're going to need their drugs. That's how the system is designed up. Scary eugenicists in charge of food. Yeah, it's scary eugenicists, Lori, in charge of any damn thing. But you can't tell people nothing. All you can do is put the information out there and just like, really, he's gonna help. He's here to help. Television, if it's popular on TV, Lori, that's pretty much tells me it's the wrong thing to do. The system owns the TV. The system is not gonna make popular on TV anything that you should be doing that's gonna help you. That's Ibram. Yeah, it was powerful, wasn't it, Trisha? I almost crashed the car. I was listening to that. Chernobyl has been planted with radiation, consuming the land, purifying plants. Surely other areas must do the same, right? Yeah, right. Purifying and helping plants. Chernobyl was not a problem. Chernobyl works out really well for those who need to destroy the land to get people off of it, so they can keep them controlled by the rice stores that the kings have. But things are evolving to deal with that radiation out there. Was it worms and wolves and deer? They're learning how to live out there. Nature always adapts. We don't adapt so well. It takes us a lot longer to adapt. Gates loves birds. Oh, y'all mad at Gates today, huh? What happened? Did he spread some sort of global thing? Don't see, you don't get me in trouble, Jennifer. All right. He must have been on TV this weekend. What is he saying now? I don't watch television, so I don't even know what he's saying. I'm pretty sure though I'm sure he's on the double put on 2 prophylactic march, because I see people walking around, they wear 2 and 3 prophylactics now. It's like, well, if they told you first that they don't work, and then they told you that 1 works, and then they told you that 2 works, and then 3, 4, 5, obviously you just gonna get somebody pregnant. That's obviously other people been getting people pregnant, but wearing them things. Jennifer, I just sit back. I worked in big pharma long enough to know that when people go in them little secure areas to mess with things that nobody should be around, they wore those positive level 3 suits. So people can believe anything they want. But what was the name of the movement in Michigan? Open Michigan, I think it was called. Just go look up the sister from Open Michigan who worked for OSHA, and you'll know what you need to know about that. But yeah, I don't watch the TV, but I figured that Fauci, or he said something about wearing multiple prophylaxis because I see a lot of people wearing lab meat. Yick. Well, it is yick at first, Lori. I'm not against it in the long run. I think in the long run, it might be a great thing. One, it'll save a lot of animal lives. And if we open source it and we can actually get it open source, tested, peer reviewed, we eventually could grow probably the healthiest meat on the planet that the planet's ever seen since the planet. In about 100 years, initially it's going to kill a bunch of people. 1.0 is always the buggiest version. Never mess with 1.0. If it takes 100 years to create healthy grown meat, then you need to wait 100 years. If it takes 5 years to create effective machinations, you need to wait 5 years. We let them wait that 5 years. And that effectiveness is still something that we're still debating about now. So don't let anybody rush you into it. All right. Good Lord. All of that. The founders were students of history. Ooh, the 10th Amendment Center. The founders were students of history. And that makes sense. The founders were on to something. We a republic if you can keep it. And we obviously did not keep it. All right, let me go back and that's all I got. I tell you, I'm gonna start shrinking these videos. I'm gonna start shrinking them because, like, I don't know. I don't really even know what else to say. People, you know, get off their systems, get off of their infrastructure, defy authority in a way that they don't want. Listen to The Art of War. Read The Art of War. Learn strategy and learn how to fight. If your enemy wants you to do it, don't do it. That's the most effective shot you can ever fire is shoot somewhere that removes their power. That's that. So, hang on. I just want to check it. I guess I should look at RT America. Should I? I think I did say that it's probably important that we look and see what Russia's saying now that the whole anti-Russia narrative is the thing. It was important last administration to watch China. Now it's important to watch Russia. They're the only ones who seem to be being defied in a way that they might actually say something truthful about something that we need to pay attention to. So let's just take a quick peek real quick. Let's see if there's anything over here. In the new, which is always old. Oh, Lord have mercy. Biden-Harris equity is opposite of equality. All right. Well, I'm not interested. Once again, if you're oppressors, I'm not interested in what you got to say. If your job is to argue side effects, that's a waste of my time. I like to know the root problem so we can have root solutions. And every politician's job is they're a part of the system. It is their job to make side effects emotional so that you will always focus on side effects and they'll keep your attention instead of focusing on the root problems, because then that brings about root solutions that the corporations don't like. A-shaped economy. And that's brother I like. That's I forgot his name. Chris Hedges. I don't know about that. I'm on the economy needs to collapse. I'm on the economy needs to collapse side. What is it? Use drones to kill Trump supporters. Who in sight? Oh, really? Wow. This is what y'all are up to now. Once again, going to the enemy to fight your brother because you're ignorant. So I'm not even sure I want to touch that. Boxing white supremacy. Why would you box white supremacy? Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, unless I guess if you're white, you know, box white supremacy, I guess. I'm black. I'm still dealing with black supremacy. I ain't got I get so many issues to fight, and I'm not even black, but that's how the system treats me. I have so many issues fighting black supremacy. I ain't got no time for it. Ain't nobody got no time for that. I'm dealing with these criminals above me that's destroying the neighborhoods I tend to live in. All right. War, Facebook versus Apple, battle heats up. Well, I'm not on Facebook nor Apple side, but if y'all want to watch that, we can. Biden, what is this? Blistering pace, auditing 30 plus executive orders, right? And that's what got me in trouble over the weekend, because I told you, say, one, if he identifies as white and he's writing executive orders like he's supreme, that does not make him not a white supremacist. I'm sorry, I know. But it's true. You don't have to like it. It's true. Obama's in office, black skin, bro. He felt he was supreme. Tell everybody what to do. That does not make them a black supremacist, but you know, people like their fantasy, they like their drama. All right, POTUS, what is this? POTUS, oh good, is all this politics? POTUS transition from political pariah to lifelong insider. Well, he was a lifelong insider, if that's what the POTUS thing is. POTUS is a criminal, so I'm not interested in that. Dancing on the strings of others. Yes, they do. See, Caesar, but this is what all politics is they make you apathetic to one group so you can take resources from them, so they'll come fight you later to give them to this group. And then the other side want to take resources from you to give them to their group, so you'll come back and fight them later. And that's how it's a sustainable cycle, is you get people who are fooled to think that they're actually helping by pulling against a system that wants you to pull against it, because the more you pull against each other, the more resources go to corporations. All right, richest man on earth. Ooh, clash in outer space. That could be interesting. You know me in space. And he's not the richest man on earth. He is the richest man that they put on television. There's a difference. The richest man on earth is not somebody who will reveal himself to you. The richest people on this planet do not feel that you are the authority and you need to know who they are. They'll never reveal themselves to you. California official proposes green bill. I bet you it ain't green. California's that state that spray glyphosate everywhere. I hate California. I mean, I've got a lot of people in California I love, which is why I hate California. They don't have a government either. They got a corporation that runs it. Biden reckons the U.S. role, reckons with the U.S. role in Yemen. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know about reckons. They still going to be blowing up brown people and stealing some resources over there. And that's only because the brown people over there live around the resources. When they find them some white people to go blow up and steal their resources, they do the same damn thing. Because it's a corporation. Once again, politicians are merely actors for the corporation. Russia calls on U.S. to stop saber rattling the Black Sea. Yeah, they can call all they want. Russia is either Russia or China is gonna be the leader of the new world. They're gonna be the one that's preferred by the central bankers. So that to me is still a show as well. I mean, Russia-centric news is never going to tell you the complete truth about Russia. American-centric news will never tell you the complete truth about America. Cancel culture, establishment tool of oppression, ? Of course it is. Who has cancel culture ever canceled that was helpful? Answer that question. I kind of want to click on that. Y'all want to watch that? Last 10 minutes of 60 Minutes, Jennifer Carroll. What was on the last 10 minutes of 60 Minutes? What is this? Just to clarify, G, it's not so much the protesting and RIC type of democracy, why I'm active in the streets. It's more the social movement in general in the form of resistance against authority. Amen. Hogo, you don't have to clarify yourself, brother. I'm on it. To fight the power. Any way that you can fight the power. Just make sure it's a system that you're fighting with. And it's fighting back with you, not putting bricks out for you. Or opening the Capitol building to let you in. And the best that I can tell about RIC is the system is fighting with y'all. The bourgeoisie does not like you. And so as long as the bourgeoisie doesn't like you, it means that you're doing something effective. Keep doing it.
Research shows nostalgia can help you remember apps.
You don't have to explain nothing to nobody, let alone me.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
I appreciate what y'all doing. What is this? Ovo hybrids? No, that comes from slave minerals that they stole from other countries. No, thank you. Those are just stickers. Stop getting flair and stickers for the system. Stop help buying from the system, working for the system, thinking you're fighting the system. I'll watch with you, honey. What's your name?
Will cancel culture come for all of us?
In
just the past few months, many prominent figures have fallen victim to this so-called cancel culture, from politicians to celebrities, even media outlets themselves. Just yesterday, Twitter permanently suspended the account for the right-wing investigative outlet Project Veritas. The account of Project Veritas's founder, James O'Keefe, also temporarily locked. Plus, Instagram has just removed Robert F. Kennedy Jr. from their platform after questioning COVID-19 and the vaccines. Then over to Hollywood, Disney's Mandalorian star Gina Carano fired after voicing her opinion on social media. And making headlines themselves, the New York Times newsroom is in chaos after two journalists left the company after facing scrutiny on some completely separate situations.
All right. The only thing that you need to listen to is what's being canceled. The only people you need to follow are those people being counseled. The things that are most important are the things that the system gets people together to go stop, because that means that those people have something to say that they don't want you to hear. Right? To get enough people together to go cancel something, it requires help from the state, help from the oppressor. If the oppressor is helping you, what you're doing is not effective. You know, first of all, I don't believe in canceling any culture, nothing, because usually it's this colonized that's behind whatever they're doing. People who are willing to stand up and become unpopular and say things that you think are hate or do things that you think are hateful, they're people that have problems that they're trying to get out. So I don't agree with cancel culture anyway. It is a tool of state, right? They use slavery was a cancel culture. They canceled the culture, the pagans, brought them over here as slaves, right? Never go along with what the popular narrative is. The popular narrative is always used to silence and create a culture of stopping people from speaking who need to speak. You may not like what they do. You may not like what they say. And you can help them with a solution if you hear what they say. But if you don't hear what they say, the only thing it does is it leaves them the option of violence. And that's what the system wants. This is a violence-based system. It needs you to be violent. If they take your voice, you will be violent. It is the strategy of the abuser. It boggles my mind that people can't see that, right? That's the abusive husband, right? You are the one who is shutting up the wife so you can beat her or you can do the things to her. You're separating her from her family so you can abuse her. And that is all cancel culture is. It's the art form of being the abuser, wearing the wife beater t-shirt and beating somebody into silence because you don't agree with them. Instead of saying, well, what's wrong with you? Why would you say and do things that hurt me? Why would you do and say things I don't agree with? Because the problem is then they might say something that is truthful. And then you might actually have to come up with a root cause or a root fixing solution that gets rid of that. See, cancel culture to me is just being lazy. It means that you don't actually want to do research and you don't want to help people. You just want to use the power of mob rule to usurp your authority because you think that you're right. And you're willing to cause all kind of problems because you think you're right. To me, that's ignorance. It's ignorance. And this is where rape culture comes from. This is where group rape, what is that called? Gang rape. That's where that culture comes from. Mobbing together, using groupthink to get people to think that they're right, to go out and hurt other people because they want other people to be like them.
Now, from one media outlet to another, China now banning BBC News from broadcasting in their country in what appears to be a retaliatory move. So in today's...
But it makes sense. The BBC might say something to get the Chinese to sympathize with the Britons. And so I'm sure that they did something, probably ban China, right? Because then that means that China might say something to get the Britons to sympathize with them. You're all cousins, 7 billion cousins all over this planet. And they need to keep you ignorant to control you. The only way they keep you a slave is to keep you ignorant. So yeah, so it's again, see, when I see that all I see is killing Fred Hampton, killing someone that actually is in defiance of the system, realizing that if you get a message out and people empathize with the abused wife and realize that we're all family, we're all being played all over this planet, then you're going to actually modify the system. You're going to change the system or get rid of the system. And the system doesn't like that.
In today's day and age, can anyone really voice their opinions freely anymore? Whether on cable news or social media, people with certain ideas or beliefs are being publicly rejected and silenced, or in some cases, even losing their jobs. We'll have a panel of guests join us to discuss it. But first, Trinity Chavez gives us a breakdown of cancel culture's latest victims.
Cancel culture has been around for a while, but it has intensified in recent times. And now in the age of social media, it has become a polarizing topic of debate. Now many are wondering if cancel culture is killing free speech. Canceling means the public ostracization or silencing of a person, a group, or organization due to a perceived mistake. Sometimes this can mean a loss of platform or boycott on a certain product, but more recently, the phenomenon has led to firings and resignations amid the country's shifting views on race. Even non-celebrities have become entangled in this evolving web. And as social media continues to evolve, Twitter has become a powerful court of opinion, and cancel culture plays a role. Twitter now taking aggressive action, censoring what content is shared on the platform. On Thursday, the social media platform permanently suspended the Twitter account belonging to James O'Keefe on Thursday, founder of Project Veritas, a right-wing group that routinely published uncover sting videos after he confronted a Facebook vice president about their double standard.
There's nothing in this tweet that violates anyone's privacy. I'm simply quoting a Facebook vice president, a matter of utmost public concern, probably more of a newsworthy issue than the Standard Oil monopoly of 100 years ago. But I'm going ahead and delete this against my own conscience so that I can utilize our Twitter account moving forward.
Since deleting that tweet, his account has been reinstated, and while Twitter declined to say what specific tweets may have triggered the enforcement action, the company said that O'Keefe's personal account had been locked temporarily for violating the same policy. Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, also barred longtime anti-vaccine activist Robert F. Kennedy Jr. for allegedly spreading coronavirus misinformation after questioning the COVID-19 vaccine. A spokesperson for the company said, "We removed this account for repeatedly sharing debunked claims about the coronavirus or vaccines."
Ooh, I would love to ask y'all what was ever debunked about Mac memes. Ooh, goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble. I know. I'm not gonna touch it. I want to. First of all, if you're now silencing people who have speech impediments, shame on you. Go beat yourself with a paint stick. That's crazy. What is wrong with y'all? Right? If you still believe in the religion that they call the thing, which get the thing, because you're waging war on nature, you're a desertificationist. There you go. You've destroyed your ecosystem by eating Twinkies, Ho-Hos, donuts, Coca-Cola, and things that are unnatural. And now you don't have natural things living in your soil. The water runs off. Nothing wants to live there. The flora and the fauna have evacuated and migrated from your lands. Your lands are barren. So now every time something nasty comes along, which is a part of nature, rhymes with papyrus, and it gets inside of you, you get sick. You can either change your behavior, go back to eating human food, stop creating desertification with your immune system in your body, or you can go blame people who are actually telling you that these things are designed to make money, not to help you. I mean, it's up to you, and I'm fine with it. Like, if you think if you believe in that religion, then you should take two doses, 3, 4, 5. Take as many as you want. Take as many as they tell you that you need. But once again, I believe nature works. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not into billionaires' religions. I believe nature works. I believe if you eat the things that your body evolved that you eat, then your body will perform how it's supposed to. But if you eat the crap that's on their television, then you're going to die. And then when people come to tell you the truth about that, well, that's up to you. You can stay in a war on nature if you want to. Me personally, I think you'll lose. I think nature knows what it's doing.
About the coronavirus or vaccines. However, Kennedy unequivocally rejects those characterizations of being false or misleading and said in a statement, "Every statement I put on Instagram was sourced from a government database, from peer-reviewed publications, and from carefully confirmed news stories. None of my posts were false. This kind of censorship is counterproductive if our objective is a safe and effective vaccine supply."
Because the intent is to create problems. The intent is you. The problem is you. It's not the problem is Robert was actually putting science in front of the human population, and he had a voice strong enough to get in front of a lot of people. They make money on pseudoscience. They don't make money on science. But science is peer reviewed, all data, all research, all summaries, all come together so people can make very important decisions. And he posted and said the things that were in unpopular places or unpopular studies that they put in unpopular places so that you wouldn't read. The only reason that they're silencing him is because of him. He actually does a great job at helping people, even though he has a speech impediment. So they took his speech. Again, abusers.
The culture war raging far beyond social media platforms.
I switched from State Farm because of the site. They had me paying $163 a month for my new car, and I got a.
Well, insurance is a scam, young lady, so don't,
Gina Carano, who starred as the warrior Cara Dune in The Mandalorian, was fired by production powerhouse Lucasfilms and the United Talent Agency.
I heard about that. Is that the Disney show? I'm so glad I don't watch it. I love Star Wars. The first drive-through movie I ever went through was for Star Wars, and everybody said, "Are you gonna watch the new show, Mandalorian? It's on Disney." I said, "Hell no! Disney is a psychopathic, pedophilic organization. I have no interest. They're a pro-war organization. I'm already selling out with Hulu and Netflix. I am not going to do another." So I'm glad. What did she? She said something either important or true, or she was just a woman who actually had her own voice.
This controversial Instagram post that she made showing a woman being chased through the streets. The accompanying text said that the Nazis fomented public hatred against Jews as a part of the Holocaust. And she asked, how is that any different from hating someone for their political views?
No different. Same damn thing. Okay, now I see why. Yes, it's a woman who said something true. And they don't like that. She was probably pretty. I didn't see her picture. And she's famous. And if you're a woman and you're pretty and you're famous, you can't say anything that defies property because people will follow you. They'll listen to you, especially if you have a popular voice. You know, but that's Hollywood, right? If you're in Hollywood and you're successful, you're a sellout. There might be 5 people in Hollywood that have powerful voices that didn't sell out. Once you know what Hollywood is, or once you know enough people who worked in Hollywood, you know how that works. You got to pay to play. And that means you can't be honest. You have to fulfill the roles of what they need you to be.
The post, which was later deleted, sparked outrage and the hashtag Fire Gina Carano. Fans of The Mandalorian, Gina Carano, though, are crying cancel culture in the new change.org.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Basically, you know what? So her real crime, outside of my jokes, is the fact that she likened people who were acting like NOTSEEs to NOTSEEs, NAZIs. And she's right. You're active. This is why Einstein left Germany. And she told you that. And that's the reason why I'm in Facebook jail too. Not because I spell it differently, but because I quoted somebody who said something very truthful from back in the day. And they don't want to affiliate the power that they're doing with what happened in history. If they can effectively delete your memory of history, they can repeat it. We are the Fourth Reich, and they are building up the power from within people who think they're right, because they think that they're right. And the same with the NOTSEEs. They thought they were right too, but none of them could see. They were all nuts, things that I can't say. But if they can delete that, then you won't correlate what's happening right now on every news network all across this country and world with what they did. That's why she got canceled. That's why she got deleted. Same reason Daryl, you know, they took Daryl. Didn't they take him off? Daryl, they get rid of Daryl? Dirty Daryl? Daryl off of The Walking Dead. They got rid of him. Why did they get rid of him? Because he actually got involved with a cannabinoid company and he started one. And it's helping people. Big Pharma don't like that. Who's the biggest advertiser on The Walking Dead? Big Pharma. That's how that works. It's the same damn thing all the damn time. If you are paying the pay, if you were the one paying the bills and you were the biggest advertiser on the network, you will dictate what goes on in that network. So no, Daryl started a cannabis company and that cannabinoids help people. So hell yeah, they had to fire him. So I think he's not on The Walking Dead or his contract is up. She said something that was truthful to get you to realize, oh, damn, look in your own mirror. She basically is a psychedelic, as my friends explain it. Because when you take a psychedelic, they say it makes you look at yourself and question your own behavior. And the system that's indoctrinating you to make you a zombie, like from The Walking Dead, don't want you to question the behavior of eating other people's brains. They need you to eat other people's brains. All these brains is delicious. You know, she's saying, no, the brains ain't delicious because that's nasty. Don't eat Americans' brains. Americans don't even know what they're supposed to eat for breakfast. And that's what she said, effectively. And she will make you look in your mirror and realize, damn, I'm actually taking on the behavior of people that I've been told were some of the worst people in human history, you know? And that's how they collapse Germany, and that's how they'll collapse America, because they've got people mimicking those who came before who did things that were some of the worst atrocities that have ever happened on this planet.
Org petition that demands Disney Plus bring her back to the series.
So they want to do it again.
The New York Times also facing scrutiny over how the paper has handled personnel issues and conflicts of sensitivity. The outcry by staffers leading to 2 resignations of Andy Mills and 45-year New York Times veteran Donald McNeil Jr. Though the cases are unrelated, they both share the fact that the Times knew about their specific inappropriate conduct for years, but took little to no action. Now, the debate over cancel culture centers around whether mass public criticism furthers the cause of justice or if it represents a misinformed online witch hunt that poses a threat to free speech.
There is no debate about abuse. Abuse is abuse. There's no debate about it. There's no debate about domestic violence. There is no intellectual, empathetic debate about any of that. If you're using superior force to hurt other people, that's abuse. You're the abuser. There's no debate about that. Abuse is abuse. Right? That's that patriarchal concept where I'm right because I'm stronger. God is behind me because I have more tanks than you have. And so, my shot is truer than yours. That's that patriarchal concept. And this boggles my mind that people can't see that, is that you're not right because there's more of you. In fact, usually because there's more of you, it means that you're wrong. There's no debate with abuse. Abuse is always wrong.
And while experts still struggle with a clear-cut way to hold people accountable, they say that we can start by allowing and not silencing the exchange of ideas and uncomfortable conversations for the greater good. Reporting in New York, Trinity Chavez, RT.
Hell yeah. All right, y'all want to watch it? I think they haven't debated yet. We can watch the rest of it. But this feeds back to what we were talking about with the Washington Post. So Washington Post, when you let people talk, then you can find out the reasons why they do behavior you don't like, which means that we can solve the behaviors you don't like. But if we don't know the reasons why, and you just shut them up, then we can't solve the problem. And the system doesn't want you to solve the problem. The system wants to keep the problem. Why does the system want to keep the problems? Because it keeps people divided up. And usually the system is not even usually. The system is always behind the problem. Let me put this Washington Post up. It boggles my mind the Washington Post actually says something that was true. Hyde Forest. The majority of people arrested for Capitol riots, had a history of financial trouble. Trail of bankruptcies, tax problems, and debt raises questions for researchers trying to understand the motivations for the attack. Well, you don't need to understand the motivations. You need to understand that people do what they feel they must. And when they're pushed by artificial scarcity and doing what they must, they will burn down your cities or they will break into your capital, and the capital will open the door and let them in. And the cities will put out bricks because they want the insurance money and they want the violence because that's how they keep things going.
And joining us to discuss our panel today, host.
Oh, Lord, y'all want to watch this? I don't know. Both of these brothers get on my nerves. I don't know. Y'all want to watch this? I'm going to let y'all decide. This was a good report, though. It was a good report. I appreciate every now and then the news has something important that they'll put in front of it, but they always seem to package it in a way that's bullshit. But that was a good report. That was a good report. I appreciate it. And it's weird how all this fits together. Once again, you can just turn on the camera and just talk about stuff from a principled perspective, and it all fits together. I'm gonna read comments, let y'all answer if y'all want to watch that. They already said no. Christine was like, nope. Darlene was like, nada. Yeah, we done with that. Yeah, because it's. And in fact, if anything, it should remind people what it's like to be abused. A lot of my friends come from abusive situations. You don't need to silence people. You just need to listen to people and solve the problem so they stop doing the behavior you want. That's all you got to do. All right, we'll do comments. I think most people here already understand cancel culture. I think they already understand when Nazis did it, and I think they understand now how it's being done. Living moment by moment. Yes, you got to live moment by moment, Jennifer, and look in your mirror and try to be better than the next day. Did I tell you what I posted on Jennifer on Valentine's Day? What did I post? I was trying to be deep. Sometimes it's fun to be deep, Jennifer. And I think I posted something to the effect of, I suck as a human being. I do. And I'm working on me, Jennifer. I'm doing the best that I can. I need to stop sucking I was indoctrinated and raised to suck as a human being. So I was like processing. I get emotional sometimes, Jennifer. Not emotional, just in a passionate place. Like, I'm working on me. I'm not here to tell nobody else what to do. I'm working on me. And it was Valentine's Day, so I think I posted. I think I posted something to the effect of I suck as a human, and today, however, I suck less than I sucked yesterday. And tomorrow, I'm gonna try to suck less more than I sucked today. And I posted that on Valentine's Day. So of course my little silly friends, my friends, they decide they need to turn it into no, it's the wrong day to stop sucking, Gerard. I wasn't even processing. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like every day you're supposed to, oh, it's bound. Yeah, okay. and then Christ, her little silly butt. What did she say? She said, oh no, because she's new, Jennifer. They're new to love. Been about a year. They still in the honeymoon thing. And she's like, oh no, it's Valentine's Day. I'm sucking today. I'm trying to be serious, Jennifer. I'm trying to I like processing, going through my stuff. She's like, oh no, Gerard, no, I'm sucking today. That's my man. No, he probably is too, So anyway, it's the funnest end of the world I've ever lived through, Jennifer. I don't know. I post stuff and people, y'all nuts. I love these people. They crazy as hell. Anyway, and then there was the other post that you but did I show you the other one? It was a meme. I guess the woman was telling the guy that it's Valentine's Day or something. He's like, huh? What you mean? Penis Christmas? That's not Valentine's Day. That's Penis Christmas. People are so silly. And yeah, so anyway. It's funny to me. I don't know why. It's funny. You know why, Jennifer? It's funny because on Valentine's Day, I wish happy Valentine's Day to a very warm frozen pizza, some organic garlic and basil on a delicious, and some Jack Daniels. And I said, happy Valentine's Day. And it's funny to me. It's funny. I got other things to do. I ain't got time no Valentine's Day. That's stupid. I don't know. I view Valentine's Day like I do, Mother's Day, people. Come on, now stop it. That's your mother every damn day. You know why? Why are you only sucking on Valentine's Day? Oh boy, is that gonna go the wrong way? I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop right there. We're gonna stop right there. Like, that's your mama. You supposed to, love mama every day. I need to call my mama more, Jennifer. I called my mama last night. I need to call her today. You need to love mama every day. That Father's Day, no, you need to love papas every day. A whole lot of sucking all that stuff every damn day. I just don't believe. To me, it's virtue signaling. Oh yes, Jennifer, it's virtue signaling. That's what people do, right? Like, oh baby, I lay some chocolates and flies and stuff. I ain't gonna do it for another 365 damn days or 364 days. But today I love you. I might show you in a month when I want some again. Might take you to dinner. I don't know. I think it's virtue signaling. I think you're trying to signal ooh, this is my baby and the things I do. I just sit back and watch it, Jennifer. I watch my friends on Facebook and on the platforms. They start posting pictures of the roses and chocolates and what they did for their boo-boo and what boo-boo did for them. And I hate to be an anti-Jennifer. And I know people gonna say, well, Gerard, you just jaded. And I'm just like, nah, y'all gonna be in divorce in a month or two. Just wait. You could say, yeah, you're going to be divorced in about 10 years, and you'll be right. You can tell that to anybody. They're not going to like it, but you'll be right. In this country, what the divorce rate is, 80% now? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you know why? Valentine's Day. That's why. Virtue signaling. Let me get rid of this. Because you signaling virtue. Ain't nobody fooled by that. Yeah, I'll make the woman feel nice. Yeah, you posted all these chocolates and stuff. Oh, I love I love us. I hate that y'all love us. I do. I hate that. I don't ever say that on my page ever again. Hashtag I love us. That's why you're going to get a divorce, because you love us, because it's virtue. You do it because you making other people think that this is who you are. And that's not who you are. You ain't even put the toilet seat down. Stop it. You're going to get that man some head on Valentine's Day and and can't stand him the rest of the time because you on birth control pills and you married the wrong one because you jacked up your estrogen levels and the type of person that you need to be around, because them birth control pills cause problems. They attract you to the wrong people, and then you want to have a baby and you stop taking them, and then you realize, I don't even like you. Once again, going to billionaires to solve your problems. All right, I'm sorry. Whereas Christ and Will Lord, you know exactly where they at. You come on, what your ass after Val? They sleeping. Isn't it? When was Valentine's Day? Today the 15th. That was yesterday. They sleep. I hate to say it, Lori, but they sleep all kind of crustifications and stuff, and just they just need to just burn the bed, just going because they got that new love. I'm sure it was all kind of neighbors probably pissed off, all kind of music and disco lights and stuff. People trying to sleep and everything. They're sleeping. They're getting ready for that baby. That baby is coming. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry, I'm done. I know. I'm silly. That's what happens. Let me close this off. I'm about to get out of here, y'all. Living moment by moment. Yes, live moment by moment, Jennifer. Moment by moment. Every day. Every day is a moment. Every moment is a moment. Not just on Valentine's Day. People love people every damn day. Don't just love people when the United States Incorporated tells you you should love them. That's stupid. Governments are the cancer. Yes, but more important, Caesar, right? It's the idea of authority, isn't it? The idea of force and power. The idea of anybody has anything over Caesar Wright. Caesar Wright controls Caesar Wright the best. You late for class. We won't penalize you, make you do some laps or push-ups or something. But before you were here, we were talking about the Satya Yuga, right? The age of enlightenment, right? The idea that people take care of themselves better than government does, right? And cancel culture is just, I mean, how is government not a cancel culture? It's literally getting together and playing cancel culture at a political level, right? Because you get together with your other ignorant people and you mad at somebody else and you want to take resources from them. So you shut them up by voting them out and you abuse them for 4 years. It's the same concept. It's the idea that it's okay to abuse you because I'm not you. But we're all cousins and we all got gripes and we all should be listening to each other's gripes, not the people under these governments. Yep. And Caesar Wright. And if you in America with me, we ain't got a government. It's just a corporation. All right, UN is cancer. Oh, it is. It totally is. What is it? What has it done for peace since 1948? I doubt it did anything in 1948, Caesar. I don't know what was happening in 1948. I guarantee they wasn't doing nothing good. It's a concept of the world working together as a group. But by now, people should realize that the UN is not about working together. They obviously are on that George Bush narrative when he told you that they need a new world order. Oh, it was a good video. Thank you, Christine. That was a good video. It was. I posted a whole bunch of good restore the land videos. And you restore the land by restoring people, not by silencing people. It was deep. I have to look up that brother, Dr. Ibram, and watch more from him. But it was such a deep statement. Christine, there's something that, I've said this before. There's something about caring for things that changes you. I never used to be this guy, Christine. I mean, I believe, do the right things, kind of, sort of, on Sunday, sometimes Valentine's Day. That was me until I actually started gardening. It's going to sound crazy cliche-ish, but when you care for things, it gives you, it puts you in the mindset of caring. Maybe I've got a lot of y'all psychologists, psychotherapists, neuro, whatever you is, ologists, and there's something about your brain rewiring itself for care. And when I started growing plants and gardening, and I had to water and prune and take cuttings and root things and things that die, I feel sad, and I took care of it for a long time. It rewired my brain for caring. So I think there's something about Dr. Ibram. There's something about restoring ecosystems. There's something about restoring life and abundance in the Garden of Eden in places where they were completely deserted artificially. That makes us into care providers. I think it rewires our neurons and those dendrite connections and gives us a brain that's wired toward being more empathetic and more conscious. I don't know. I think it's something there, it's just care for people more. I just make a statement like, how do you suck less today than you did yesterday in the right ways, not the wrong ways, is care for more people today than you did yesterday. And tomorrow, care for more people than you did today. And that's all you got to do. And don't worry about what anybody else is doing. I think if we do that, then things will go in a beautiful, beautiful direction, Christine. And we'll go back to that whole Satya Yuga. Don't cancel people. Listen to people. That's what we need to do. We don't need a culture of canceling people. We need a culture of cultivating people. How that brother said, Dr. Ibram. But I think that's why he's deep and resonating in those spaces that I want to listen to more of what he had to say is because it was such a powerful thought. You've got to cultivate people, and the people will cultivate the land. You got to free people, and the people will free everybody else. That's where we got to go. Fix the environment in people, and they'll fix the environment that we all got to live in. How more of those people get supported and praised? I mean, anyway, how can more? How more they cancel? How more those people get supported and praised? Well, yeah, it's a self-feeding system, Christine. The more people you cancel, the more people will side with those that you cancel, and it creates that whole Japanese finger trap. You know, it's like how you're fighting racism. If you don't know what racism is and you don't know how to fight it, then you're just going to create more of it. So most of 2020 was about getting foolish people to increase racism in the country because that's what feeds the oppressor. Lost Wi-Fi for a minute. Yeah, me too, Heather. I don't know what's going on over here. I watched the first Star Wars when I was 16, sitting in front row with my boyfriend. Okay, well, Lori, you got a few on me, darling. You got a few, because I watched the first Star Wars from the back seat of my mama and daddy's Renault. It was a French car, and I had a blanket, and I probably had on some underoos and my pajamas, and it was a drive-in theater. They put that big box on the side of your car, and I watched it. It wasn't no boyfriend. I had a father who was a deep Christian. You wouldn't bring no women around that house, no, with no little girls. Nope, he didn't let them call, couldn't come by the house or nothing. Not that it was a line to do that, Lori. But I was a little too young for that. So there you go. Internet problematic today. Okay, Heather. All right, I'm about to. I think, did we get everything? All right, warriors. Yes, be a warrior and know how to fight, Caesar. The warriors have codes. The warriors absolutely have codes. The codes of the warriors go back to defending the meek, not defending the wealthy and the powerful, not listening to the wealthy and the powerful. The warriors know when to turneth thy sword against thy billionaireeth. Speak in her mind. And it's good to let women speak their mind, Caesar. It's good to let people with speech impediments speak. It's good to let anybody that comes from any sort of artificial scarcity to speak their mind so you can fix the problem. Otherwise, you're going to have problems with their children. You know, Snotsies, yes. Snot. The snot bubble, Snotsies, yep. Can't hurt anyone's feelings. Yeah, and I think, Jennifer, too, I don't know why nobody can hurt my feelings. I think about that all the time. I have a bunch of friends, Jennifer, online. They do everything they can to hurt my feelings. And it never works. I don't know why. I don't think I have feelings. I might be a vampire. I'm watching a new show on Netflix about vampire. Oh, it's in the line with y'all ever watch the Vampire Diaries? I forgot. I used to love the vampire shows. And but it's a new show. I think it's called Legacies. Oh, it's great. It's great. It's about kid vampires and kid werewolves working together in the school system. I might be a vampire. I guess, Christine, I don't have any feelings. I'm too privileged. I wish I had feelings, y'all. I don't. I'm not like where I can get upset about anything. Because I'm just like, nah, I came from a privileged background, Jennifer. I can't be fighting with nobody. I have no problem with no Nazi. I have no problem with no white supremacists. I don't have no problem with KKK. I don't have a problem with the Black Panthers. I ain't got no problems with no Crips. I don't have problems with Black Lives Matter. I got no problems with Antifa. I don't have problems with I don't have problems with anybody because I think I'm a vampire. I don't really have feelings. Like I'm too privileged. I just look at people. I'm like, damn, this person has something to say, y'all. Maybe we should listen. They want to get out there and fight with cops. Like maybe they got something to say. They want to like storm into the most violent, the Capitol building. You want to storm the house of the most violent, killing vampires, werewolf, zombie, most killing, dropping A-bomb on people that invaded people on every single case. You want to go and jump in the building of the house of the most violent people on the planet? Then you got something to say. I think you got something to say that we all need to listen to, right? You got to get out there and bring. I told y'all this, I told y'all, listen, I'm not for the, the whole Black Lives Matter protest and stuff, because I don't think you should ask your enemy for help. I don't think you should ask the people who did this to you for help, nor do I think you should burn down buildings of people ain't got nothing to do with the conversation. But when people don't have any other way to speak, they're going to speak the only way that they know how. And we got to be able to see that. We got to see it. It's a beautiful time, I think, that we live, Jennifer, where so many people are agnostic to feelings. They're personal ones, but they can empathize with other people. Empathy is how we get there. It's the only way we get there. We have to learn to empathize with everybody. Then we'll develop that consciousness. And then you realize you have no enemies but yourself in your own mirror. Hey, Marianne, I'm about to get out of here. Bingo, Caesar Wright says, well, thank you, right? I'm not even sure what it bingo-fied. Hi, Marianne. All right, everybody say hi. About to get out of here. Cancel abuse. That's what it is, Mary. And it's not cancel culture. It's just cancel consciousness. Can we go there? It's a cancel consciousness. And if you were involved with cancel culture, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I ain't no better than you. I'm not smarter than you. I'm not wiser than you. I've done that. You know, got together with a group of people to hurt somebody else because I thought it was going to help, right? It's up to us to be able to criticize our own behavior and say, damn it, I am channeling abuse consciousness. I'm channeling the consciousness of the things that do the most destruction around this planet. Maybe instead of abusing other people, I'll listen to other people and hopefully talk to them in a way that will help them to consider change. If they hate me, maybe I'll go show them that there's no reason to hate me. Same way Daryl Davis does it with the Ku Klux Klan, and he's black as black comes, just like me. Or I will help change the environment so your kids won't hate me. I've said that before, Marianne. I feel like I repeat myself a lot. If you know, you go talk to people and love people, and if you can't, you know, they don't want to change, they come from such abuse and scarcity that they're not going to change, they're always going to hate you, be okay with that. You're an adult. They can hate you. People can hate your car, your house, your shoes, your clothes. I'm sure somebody hates this vomit color shirt I got on today. I don't know why I wore it. It's in the closet, y'all. This is a vomit color shirt. I know somebody right now just hacking their guts. People will hate you for everything. Don't worry about it. Look at this. Look how ugly this is. This is pure. This is beer vomit. Whatever the hell Christ and Will was drinking before they had wild sex night, making babies and stuff. This is a vomit color shirt. People gonna hate you. Always gonna hate you for something. Don't worry about that. Be kind to their children. Go do powerful things and positive things in their neighborhood and let their kids see you do it. At least you break the cycle, right? If you hate them back and you start writing signs and start throwing urine balloons back at them, then all they're going to do, their kids just going to hate you, and then your kids are going to be fighting their kids. Love your kids more. Love them enough to turn the other cheek and change the environment so they ain't got to deal with our problems. I think the worst thing we do, Marianne, is we hand our problems to our children because we're too ignorant and emotional to break the cycle. Break the cycle, people. Break the cycle. Alligator G. Yep, the other G. On the last, 10 minutes or 60 minutes. I want to see that. Is that important to watch, Jennifer? Do we need to watch that? I kind of don't. I don't like how he talks. I'm sorry, I don't. I know I was just talking about hate, but is he still saying? If he's still saying that, I can't listen to nasal people. That'll make me throw up. We need a and then there's clouds in the sky. We need a If it's a problem in your shirt, make people want to throw up. You need a Whatever the problem is, we got a for it. I can't stand it, my God. Oh, you know what that reminded me being a child for a minute, Marianne? What was I watching? And I was trying to do a quick video. I was watching something this morning. It was deep. Talking about comedy. Jimmy Dore. Let me see if I got that. Hold on. No, I'll say it because I do got to go. I got work to do. This isn't slavery work. This is free people work. I got free people work that I need to do. A lot of people in the inner cities, and I got to use the things that I know to help people get to places where they can live and thrive. And it takes a lot of work, and it does take resources too. And I'm gonna have to hit y'all up with that eventually, because it's not for me. It's talking about comedy. It's talking about how when a comedian becomes political, they're not funny anymore. And it was beautiful how Jimmy was talking about it because that's how I felt. I used to watch The Daily Show. I used to laugh all the time. I haven't watched it in probably 5 years for some odd reason, almost exactly 5 years. Because when you make jokes about everybody, it's funny. But when I see that you are obviously letting political parties write your skits and your jokes and who you pick on, it's not funny anymore. To me, I see that as abuse, Marianne. That's why I can't watch The Daily Show. I stopped watching Bill Maher. I stopped watching all of that crap because they're not comedians to me anymore. They're politicians that are trying to make jokes against one side. And I think it's my consciousness. I think the fact that I'm starting to be all sensing of other people. I don't find it funny if you picked a team. We're on a planet. We don't need to be on any more teams. We just need to be on Team Human. But that was good. I'll post a link for that if I want to see that. The Jimmy Dore. I forgot what it was called, but they were talking about the comedians at the end where they're not comedians anymore. Like they have shows now that are they're just political. And they seem to let political parties write their jokes. And it's not even funny. Like, I don't watch it. I like to laugh. And I don't want to sit there. To me, I might as well watch the news to watch a political comedian because there's no such thing. You know, that's just apathy. Apathy in a package of a joke is just foul to me. Anyway, oh, geez, what was he pushing? Wait a minute. What was he pushing this time? Oh, him, yeah, vaccines. That's all he pushes. If the only tool you have is a hammer, then every problem has to look like a nail. If the only tool you have is a Pentagon, then every problem has to look like some terrorists and insurgencies. If you ain't got no science, you have no intellectual ability at all, then every problem and you can't have a discussion or a debate scientifically over all the data, then every discussion, every problem has to look like somebody who needs to be silenced, someone's speech you need to take. Because you don't have the intellect, the data, or you're just flat out lying. So you can't have an open discussion with somebody like a Robert F. Kennedy Jr. All right. We all were ignorant. I see that we're saying we still all are. I know I am anyway. I'm still working on me. Dinner time for Christine and it's pee time for Gerard. So I got to go too. I'm going to get down to the last comment, then I'm out. I don't celebrate V-Day because the calendar says we should. So I don't. I agree with you. Purple Dragon, thank you. Thank you. Why don't I do what the state wants me to do? Because I don't like the state, because the state wants me to do it. If the state says jump, I'm a duck. If the state says run, I'm a walk. If the state says stand up, I'm a sit down. Not the state that I live in, but the authority. If the people with the guns are telling me that this is what I got to do, I'm going to do the other thing. I'm going to go the other way. I think that's just how we got to work. Did I get a comment by everybody? I think I got everybody. I gotta go. Oh, look at that. Who's in the house? Who's this? Agroyasm Ziverigamegabritch. Good morning. Love you, brother, sister. I've seen you here before. All right, let me get down. I gotta go. You got a comment? I'm with you on that with the gardening. And I'm gonna end on your comment. Mostly. Somebody else made a comment. Gardening is the answer to everything. If everything was a garden before we destroyed it, then the answer to everything is a garden. Restoring balance. Reclaim the land, re-empower people, restore the balance. Absolutely, Citizen Deb, free the people. And that's where we are. We just got to free the people. And you free the people by putting them back on the land and building ecosystems for them. I think I didn't do a Miss Tree. If you know anyone in need of a young vegan man with a degree in environmental policy, specializing in restoration, please get in touch. He's gorgeous, respectful, and super nice. Miss Tree, are you playing hookup on my stream? Don't be pimping. Don't be pimping. Is that is that your son? Oh, Lord have mercy. Listen, do not pimp your children on my stream. That's not a good look, Miss Tree. Not a good look at all. All right, I gotta go. But those are good things, great things. Absolutely great things that he's into. Appreciate all of that. It's not Valentine's Day. You don't need to hook him up. He's good. That's my belief on everything. It's just go with the flow. He'll find somebody. But if you get out there and say, see, look, all right, now we're gonna get into it for a second. Like you gave the answers to the test, Miss Tree. You can't get the answers to the test. Where are you at? Right here. See, vegan. Somebody say, oh, I need me is a good vegan man. Then she gonna pretend like she vegan. Oh, I needs me a man with a degree. She either gonna pretend like she got a degree, or she gonna act like how people with degrees want to act like. And environmental policy, then she gonna act like she's green. Don't you just see what I'm saying? Do not give people the answers to the test. Oh, he's gorgeous, then she gonna go to the gym and whatever, get ready. No, don't give people, just don't tell people nothing. That's what you do, Miss Tree. Is this your child? You send them out in the world and you tell them to be deceptive. Tell them not tell nobody nothing. These dating profiles and stuff. That's how you get people in trouble. Don't give nobody no cliff notes that to your heart. I'm sorry. You said it's not family? Yeah, okay. No, tell him I said that. Don't give anybody answers to the test. When you go say, you know what, I love meat. Yeah, I love me some meat. I do not have a degree. The environment is, we should be destroying and desertificating the environment. And just go on the date with some flip-flops and some holes in your jeans and a shirt with a hole in it and a stain of spaghetti right here is how I always do it. And the person then they debate you. Say, wait a minute, no, you're not supposed to eat all that much meat, dummy. You're gonna die of the cuckoo. It's like, oh, check, bing. She's agreeing with eating healthy. She'll teach the kids to eat healthy. Say, oh, I ain't got no degree. Well, you probably should educate yourself, but degrees don't mean nothing. Then like, bing. Say, oh, you destroy the environment. You should destroy it. No, that's stupid. This date is over. I don't know why. Why would you want to destroy the environment? Then you might have a winner. You know what I'm saying? Big time winner chicken dinner. Don't give people answers to the test. Go the opposite direction and see if they stand up. Because you know why, too, Miss Tree? You want somebody who will stand up to you. Real talk. You don't want somebody who will lay down and anything you say, because that'll make you ignorant too. You want somebody who will stand up to you. And that's why I got friends on here that are white nationalists and Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and I got friends in the Middle East. I got friends in Australia, and from all different walks. The Muslims is here and the Christians is here. Why? Because one, we want to be all sensing of everybody. But two, you want somebody who will stand up to you. That's the only way you get smarter is when someone's willing to say, no, you're wrong. And they love you enough to do that. And they're strong people and they're strong enough to do that. Because sometimes, Miss Tree, you're going to have to go out in the woods and do some hunting or something. Go find some mushrooms or foraging or whatever. And whoever's staying at home with the kids, you want to make sure that they're strong. They don't just go along to get along. All right, this is going to get into dating, and I don't want to do that. What do I know? I know that you just leave it alone and things go how they're supposed to. Everything's an ecosystem. Everything needs balance from the desert to your heart. Don't give anybody the test. Otherwise, they just lie to you because they look at you and you're like, oh, that's the person I want to be with. So I'm going to pretend to be that person for a few years. And you're going to do Valentine's Day. And after all the honeymoon wear off, and it's Valentine's Day and Valentine's Day and Valentine's Day, then you get your divorce. Anyway, all sides of the same real issues. Yes. Folks, Caesar, we're going to end on you. I think we got everybody comment. Everybody. Yeah, we got comments from everybody. All right. Last comment. All sides effects. All side effects to the real issues. Now I'm going to relate that to the title, which, what is the title? It's mental gymnastics. Know when to hold them, when to fold them, when to walk away, when to run. I can't see the rest of the title. Right. So you got to know when to hold them, when to fold them. And I'm going to bring it right back to this. All side effects to the real issues. Until you deal with the real issues, until you're dealing with someone who's dealing with the real issues, until people are saying things that are the real root level problems so you can have root level solutions, walk away. Walk away. Don't even waste your time. Just tell them, say, no, that's a side effect issue. And that's what politics is here, is to divide people up, make them emotional on side effect issues. I actually want to fix the planet. I actually want to help people. I actually want to cultivate beautiful human beings, not the psychopathic bastards that are all on TV and behind all the problems right now. Focus on the real problems. Focus on the root problems, and then you don't have to worry about the side effects. All right, I got to go. Y'all have a great day. This is Gerard. I'm out. Enjoy Slavery Monday.
Break the chains that bind me, 'cause I wanna break the chains that bind you. Do you wanna set the world free, have perfect harmony? Isn't it time for that? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people? Do you wanna free, boom, 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 free the people from the bottom to the top? Make modern slavery wanna let go of the prisoners? See everyone happy. We can have this and more if we open up the doors. Well, what do you think about that? Do you wanna free, boom, boom, free the people? Do you wanna free, boom, boom, free the people and Mother Nature too? Close down all the zoos. Do you wanna boom, 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 boom? Do you wanna boom, 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 boom? Do you wanna free,